Education Works consulting firm provides foster youth education services. We work to make sure that every foster youth has a chance by providing a way through education. Please visit us at edworks4u.org or call our offices at 213-634-0044. Education works for all of us. Jumping into Foster to Foster with your host, Dr. Anissa McNeil. Welcome back to Foster to Foster, and I'm here online with Mr. Franco Vega, who is the Executive Director of the Right Way Foundation. We also have online with us Andrea, who is the Director of Programs there at the Right Way Foundation, and we're so pleased to have a student with us today. Hi, Leticia. Hi, Andrea. Welcome to Foster Radio Show.
Hi, Dr. McNeil. Thank you. Dr. McNeil.
Wonderful. In this segment, or in this hour, we want to find out a little bit more about some of the services that you all offer. I want to talk about what it's like for a former foster youth, or either what we call in Children's Court a non-minor dependent. And all that means for our listeners is that this is a young person that is 18 to 21 that has volunteered to stay a portion in the foster care system so that we can provide some services under a law that we call AB 12. They've elected to stay a part of that, so we call them non-minor dependents. And this wonderful organization provides services for our foster youth that could currently be a non-minor dependent, or they have elected to leave the foster care system altogether. So with that being said, Franco, Andrea, and Leticia, can you tell me, I want you to describe for me what it would be like if I came right into your office or I called your office. Can you describe a little bit for us what is your application process? Describe for us your 4-week curriculum. And then, Andrea, I'm going to come back to you and ask you a little bit about counseling services. But for right now, can you tell me, how do I get enrolled?
Well, first, you place the phone call, and then I'm going to turn it over to Leticia, because not only is she alumni of our program, we have her doing her internship. She is a student at Cal State LA, and she's going to raise that 1% graduation rate come December, and I'll turn it over to her because she does our intake.
Well, way to go, Leticia. Do you know that I am an alum of Cal State LA? Go, girl.
Nice. Thank you.
Okay, Leticia, tell us about the enrollment process.
So basically, like Franco stated, it's just a phone call away, or if you're close, you can come on in. And first we have an intake process where we sit down and ensure that the student is, in fact, former foster youth or current AB 12. And we just really assess their needs, the areas of their lives that they may need assistance with. And it's a requirement to go through our 4-week program. It's called Operation Emancipation. And in those 4-week classes, what we do is we have a therapeutic side, mental health, and that helps the students process the pain that they may have went through, and also it's an employment side of it where we focus on the do's and don'ts of employment and how to fill out applications, handling workplace issues, and problem solve.
Wonderful. That's wonderful, Leticia. So if I hear you correctly, if I'm a foster youth out there and I want to sign up for the Right Way Foundation, I literally only need 2 items. I need to, 1, contact the organization. And if I can, provide any information that I know of to prove or to show that I was a part of the foster care system. My attorney's name, a social worker's number, anything that will help guide you guys of who to call and how I was a part of the system. But more importantly, I just need to show up and complete the intake forms. And the intake form is just simply, what do I need? So if you're out there, you're listening to me, and you are between 18 and 21, and you need assistance, I want you to give the phone number 323-903-5021. Please call the Right Way Foundation and just tell them your name, give them your date of birth, and tell them what you need. Now, that's pretty simple, Leticia. I love it. Now let's get down into this Operation Emancipation. You said that that program is about employment and it's also about helping former foster youth or currently AB 12 foster youth kind of understand and deal with the pain of being in foster youth. I help our listening audience understand what you mean by the pain of being in foster care. Some people won't get that. What do you mean? We have an entire system that's set up to only care for children.
When I say pain, I mean any post-traumatic stress, any type of trauma, traumatic experiences, any relationship issues, maybe stemming from birth parents or even foster parents, or just trying any type of pain, trying to figure it out and navigate through life and transition out of the system into independency and life.
Hey, did you have any of those? Experience any of those issues as you emancipated from the foster care system?
Yes, I actually did. I experienced a lot of traumatic issues with not having parents and also just being lied to my whole life. So it really is helped to process that, and that's what the right way does. They give you the tools to process those thoughts and those triggers, anything that might come up, so that you can stay at work, so you don't have to blow up at work, so you know how to handle situations and handle people.
Awesome. And I don't know if Franco or Andrea told you, Leticia, but I'm also a former foster youth. And I can remember going to live with my grandmother and still trying to put my head around, why did my mom leave? Where's my dad? And just trying to really, as a young person, put your head around some questions that adults can't answer adequately is something that we all need help in trying to understand and deal with in a very productive way. So first, I want to say thank you for your courage of sharing your story on the air with me today. And I want to let you know that you're not alone in that story, as well as if you're listening to the sound of my voice and you are a foster youth and you say, Dr. McNeil, I have some of that, I have none of that, or I have all of that. I still, even if you think I don't have any pain, don't talk to me about that. That's okay too. I still want you to call the Right Way Foundation and see how they can help you. I simply want you to call area code 323-903-5021 and say, hello, my name is Anissa. My date of birth is this. And I'd like to fill out your intake form to take the assessment to see what I need. I can almost promise you, I know these individuals on a professional level. They are my colleagues and friends. If you show up at the Right Way Foundation, they will help you. So give that number a call. So while we're talking about that, I'd like to bring Andrea into our conversation. Hi, Andrea.
Hi, Dr. McNeil.
I want to talk a little bit about the element of working in this Operation Emancipation training program. They work on employment skills. So can you define for us or tell us if you and Franco actually could tell us a little bit about what employment skills they'll work on? And then, Andrea, could you end by telling us a little bit about working with their pain? So let's start with employment.
Yeah, I'll talk about employment. This is Franco. We work on how to get the job, how to fill out the application, but most importantly, how to keep the job. We're firm believers that foster kids are very smart. They know how to pass interviews. So we lightly covered that, but we need to train them on how to keep the job, how to show up for work, how to properly call off if you're sick, how to get a promotion, how to ask for a pay raise, how to be a team player. And these are things you traditionally learn in home. But remember, we're dealing with foster care youth that aren't learning this in their group home or foster home. They're just being housed. So that's what we do on our end. Besides setting it up with companies that we almost guarantee them the job. All we need to do is have them show up and be motivated and keep a positive attitude with a smile, and they can keep the job.
Wonderful. That is awesome. So if you show up to the Right Way Foundation, they're going to help you with employment. But Andrea, you also are going to help them with what you all title pain, or what may be some of the emotional issues or concerns that you may have as you exit the foster care system. And I want to tell you about a young man that I currently work with. And his biggest emotional issue is fear. He's 18, alone for the first time in the world, without a network of support around him. His biggest emotion, his biggest issue right now is not who did what. It is the fear of being a young adult. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Oh, absolutely. Yes, I think that's actually primarily what we're dealing with. I think primary to everything else is the fear of what's going to happen to me after I lose a majority of my support. And I think that's honestly where the Right Way Foundation and Operation Emancipation comes into play, because, as one of the main predictors of success, we provide that support system for them. And that comes in the form of things like individual therapy. That comes in the form of things like group therapy. We provide ongoing case management. So we're not, and we don't wait for our participants to come to us. We actually pursue them. We will make calls to them on a weekly basis. If they're not showing up to their appointments, we don't want to admonish them. We want to find out what happened to them. What's going on with you that you're not able to make this appointment, and how can we help support you? How can we help, maybe help you through this transition?
That's awesome. That's awesome. So if you are a young person and a former foster youth and you're in the Los Angeles area, or you may be in Orange County, Riverside County, San Bernardino County, and you can hear the sound of my voice, and you say to yourself, wow, Dr. McNeil, I'm ready to get started. I'm ready to start with my future. I just don't know how. I want you to call 323-903-5021. Call the Right Way Foundation and let them help you get started. If you say, Dr. McNeil, what you said about fear, that's true for me. I'm scared to death about what's going to happen next. I want you to know that most people who are 18 years old are afraid of what's going to happen next. That's the one thing that none of us know is the future. No one can predict that. But I will encourage you to get involved, get engaged. And I'll tell you the very same thing that I always say to myself. I appreciate and adore other people, but I believe in Anissa 100%. So I'm going to ask you to believe in yourself and just give that phone number a call. So this is great. Operation Emancipation. How long does that last?
It's a 4-week program. We meet twice a week, every Monday and Thursday, dinner provided. And after 4 weeks, they're part of our family forever. That's the only commitment we ask. Just give us 4 weeks, and everything else will come. Everything we do is for free, from haircuts to interview clothes, field trips. We never charge our youth. And we're just replacing that family that was never there. That's all it is. It's a unique program. For a nonprofit to say this. It's very hard to write grants and explain to funders what we do, but for youth, all we're doing is acting like your family that was never there, because these kids just need to have someone there for them. I call them kids, but they're young adults, but they're still babies.
Right. Franco, could you tell us a quick success story? Tell us about someone who's come to the Right Way Foundation, like Leticia, who's on the line with us, and their life has changed. They're different for it.
Okay, I just use his first name for confidentiality, but Marquise, we've had him since he was in a group home. We helped him transition out to a group home into transitional housing, was there for him. He had anger issues, supported him. He went through our program. We helped him land several jobs until we found the perfect match. Started off with UPS, high-paid internship, and now we landed him a high-paid gig at LA Live at the Staples Center, converting over the floors after basketball games into concert and turning it over into a concert arena. And now we got him into long-term supportive housing. And what that means is that he can never get evicted. His rent is due based on how much he makes. So that's been a plus for us, and that's really the model when we try to tell our elected officials, all of our kids need long-term supportive housing based on how much they make, because you're aware of how much it costs to live in LA County. So that's a success story we raise up every time.
That is wonderful to hear. Wonderful to hear. Again, that is the Right Way Foundation. Please give them a call at 323-903-5021. My name is Dr. Anissa McNeil, and you're listening to Foster to Foster Radio Show. Education Works consulting firm is launching a crowd fundraiser. If you have a heart to give to foster youth and empower their education, help us to provide education services and a scholarship program. Go to our website, www.edworks4u.org, and donate to our crowdfunding there. We have a heart and a desire and a mission to educate foster youth and also to provide them with scholarships so that they can attend college, as well as an unstoppable angel to escort them to college so that none of them will arrive alone. Help us be a change agent. Help us empower foster youth and change their lives.
Did you know Cover California can help you find a low-cost quality health care plan that's absolutely right for you and your family? Did you know there's coverage for unexpected emergencies and everyday aches and pains? Did you know free preventative care like blood pressure and cholesterol screenings are also provided to stop small problems from getting bigger? Well, now you know.
Covered California. It's more than just health care. It's life care. Visit coveredca.com to find free, local, in-person help or enroll online by December 15th to have coverage by January 1st.
Education Works consulting firm provides foster youth education services. We work to make sure that every foster youth has a chance by providing a way through education. Please visit us at edworks4u.org or call our offices at 213-634-0044. Education works for all of us. Let's head back to Foster with your host, Dr. Anissa McNeil. Welcome back. I want to welcome back Letitia, Andrea, and Franco of the Right Way Foundation. Hi, guys.
Hello.
Hi. Now, we left off with our listeners talking about the impact of your program to young adults. And I wanted to have a moment to describe. Could you tell our listeners more about your job placement? It was wonderful, the jobs that you were able to get for that young man. Tell us a little bit more about your job placements.
Oh, job placement program is very unique. Me personally, I have over 20 years experience of job developing, and from 20 years, I keep all my partners. I built a tremendous relationship or database with many corporations, and I'm about to roll them out to you guys. We do all the hiring for LA Live Staples Center. We do some hiring for TJ Maxx stores in South Central Los Angeles. We do hiring for Tacori Diamonds. We do hiring for Legends, and Legends is a new company that runs the Rose Bowl in Pasadena and the Coliseum, and you connect it to USC. They also run outside of state, just to give you an idea of who they are. They run Dallas Cowboys Stadium and New York Yankees Stadium. We do the hiring for Airmark, which controls USC Galen Center, and now we just solidified a strong relationship with LAX, and they have over 100 jobs running their Starbucks, Gladstones inside the international airport. And so all these jobs we're identifying strictly for our foster care youth once they graduate from our program.
Oh, that's awesome. Can you tell us a little bit about how you match a young person with all of those opportunities you have there at your office?
Oh, well, technically, the trial period is the 4-week Operation Emancipation Program. We get to see in 4 weeks who these kids or youth really are, their ups and downs, their barriers, if we need to work on certain things before we send them out. The worst thing in the world is send out a youth who isn't ready. And Andrea, since she's our director of programs, she gets really final say so if they're emotionally ready. We don't want to fake the funk. Foster care youth, nothing is normal about growing up in the foster care system. Some of these kids can hide the pain and emotion very well, and our job is to find that and bring it out of them and help them release it.
Okay. So let's say that I'm in your program and I'm not quite ready to obtain a job and stay employed. What happens next?
That's an awesome question. We've lobbied with the city of Los Angeles. We landed the highest paid summer internship, and we use those programs, paid internships. Nothing we ask from our foster youth for free. We know we're the only population that we can't intern for free because we're our own support system financially. So we'll put them in internship, a high paid internship, or run them through our social enterprise. We have a social enterprise where we make T-shirts. And this is a great way to test the waters for our youth. So let's say they don't come in on a T-shirt order or they're having problems at work. We'll send them home for the day, but we don't fire them. Because what kind of program would the Right Way Foundation be if we fired our kids? No, we're the ones that develop them. We're not in the business to get rid of them and throw them away. So to answer your question, we use our internship, paid internship programs, and our social enterprise programs.
Wonderful. Can you tell us about your social enterprise program? I heard you say that you all make T-shirts.
Yes. Just started this several months ago where we make T-shirts for other nonprofits like ourselves for special events. Let's say Foster Care Counts, which is a great organization. They do a Mother's Day special, and they'll have 400 to 500 T-shirts they need made. We'll take their order and make T-shirts, and it's a silk screening program. We make our T-shirts, and then for other smaller nonprofits, we'll make their T-shirts for every event.
Oh, that's awesome.
If you have an event coming up, call us and we'll make your T-shirts.
That's wonderful. So now you can hear that not only is it job placement and job training, but it's also a program, Operation Emancipation is a program to help the whole person receive and maintain this job. Again, if you're interested in the Right Way Foundation, please give them a call at 323-903-5021. Again, that's 323-903-5021. How do you all overcome the challenges of young people receiving a job and then maybe not following through? And I'll give you an example. When I went to Cal State LA, Leticia, I was an RA there. And we had many students obtain a job. And then once they had a job for a little while, I would search the campus trying to find them. Like, hey, man, where are you? We needed you for this program or that program. Oh, I quit. I said, oh, wow. How are you going to let me know that you're never going to come back? And so that is not only indicative of foster youth, but that's just indicative of some young people who don't have employment or career experience to know the proper protocol and procedure for calling off work or saying this is not a good fit for me. How do you all handle that?
Well, you're 100% right with your story. It's not only foster youth, it's a different generation. So we teach them and prepare them, if it wasn't a good fit, to be open and honest with us. It's unique, or it's kind of strange that once our kids graduate from our program and we built a solid relationship with them, they don't want to let us down. And so they come to us and tell us, Franco, it wasn't a good fit, and we'll tell them the proper way to quit. We just don't want them to abandon their post. But I don't want to confuse folks. They do sometimes fall into that and abandon their post, and then they come back to us, and we just help them process it. And Andrea can talk a little bit more about that.
Yeah, I mean, we've had several participants that have come through that kind of walk off the job, and they come right in through our doors and, will tell us, share their stories about how they couldn't manage the stress, and it was just a high-stress environment, and I can't handle that. And so rather than, not helping them find employment, we would just prefer to serve them and support them a little bit more, and maybe find out, well, how are you managing stress, and walking them through that whole process.
Awesome. So if you're a foster youth and you can hear the sound of my voice and you say, well, Dr. McNeil, I'm not going to call them. I've walked off a couple of jobs, or I didn't walk off, but I told a couple of people off, or I didn't really get along with them. They're not going to give me a good recommendation. I want you to think about the Right Way Foundation as a second chance. We don't really care about what happened yesterday. They are engaged of helping you define your new future. So if you're listening to my voice or you're out there and you're saying, I want a second chance, I want a new start. I started off kind of rocky. Well, you're not the only one. I want you to please give the Right Way Foundation a call. Pick up a phone and call 323-903-5021. And why you may say, Dr. McNeil, you're talking in a different way than you ever talk on your radio show. And I want young people, especially young people that are 18 to 21 years old, to know one thing. You are transitioning to be an adult. We don't expect you to get it 100% right. We do expect you to try, to give your 100%. But when you stumble and fall or you stumble and fail, there are many people out here, many organizations that will help you get up and have a successful life. And I don't want that to be the one thing that's in the back of your mind that's holding you back. No one is perfect. We all need a second chance sometimes. So I want you to give that number a call. Call 323-903-5021. Call the Right Way Foundation and say, I'm ready, because they're ready for you. All right? Okay, now we've gotten down to your job placement and the employment opportunities. I'm excited to hear a little bit more about your housing program. Can you tell us how you provide housing assistance and support for foster youth?
Oh, well, partnerships. Right Way Foundation does not provide housing directly. We have a collaboration partnership with many folks throughout L.A. County. And it's funny because the same people who provide housing, let's say First Place for You, for United Friends of the Children, they call us to provide the employment opportunities. So it's win-win. We get your kid a job, you give us a housing, you give us a shelter or a placement. We have awesome, strong partnership with Sanctuary Hope in South Central Los Angeles. The Midnight Mission, and we can call on these people at the drop of a hat and say, hey, we have an emergency situation where we need these people, this youth housed right away. Last, if that doesn't go through, then I would go into our funds and go rent them a hotel room until we can get them stable housing. I'm a father of three. I would not let my kids sleep on the street. So then I would dig into my resources, my funding, which we didn't write for, but I'll go get some of our general operating support dollars and rent them a hotel room, because it's not right for our little kids to live on the streets or live in a car.
And you may hear Franco talking, Mr. Franco Vega of the Right Way Foundation. You hear him talking and you think, wait a minute, he's going to use additional resources. And Franco didn't mention this, but I'll say this publicly. I know Franco, and he uses his personal resources. He has a heart for foster youth. And I will tell you that 50% of foster youth become homeless after 1 year of leaving the foster care system. So there are far more young people that leave our foster care system that become homeless in L.A. County than what we recognize or what we realize. And they couch surf for a little while. So what is couch surfing? Meaning they'll sleep on one friend's couch for a little while, one friend's couch for a little while. But when couch surfing runs out, they become homeless. And if that's you and you've couch surfed for a while, you went from this friend to this friend, and now you no longer have anywhere else to go, I want you to please give the Right Way Foundation a call. Call them at 323-903-5021. Again, they don't directly provide housing, so please don't call and say, I need an apartment. Because they have to reach out to their partners. What does that mean? That means that they've extended their hand to a handshake with another organization, and together they will work to try to find you housing. Again, if that's what you need, don't hesitate to call the Right Way Foundation. They're at 323-903-5021. You're listening to Dr. Anissa McNeil, and this is Foster the Foster radio show. I do the work, and I tell the stories of foster youth. Education Works consulting firm provides foster youth education services and a scholarship program titled the Unstoppable Awards. This year, starting December 1st, we are launching a crowd fundraising opportunity for you. If you have a heart to give to foster youth and you want to see them obtain an education, or you want to support an unstoppable angel that will fly to college with the foster youth and buy everything they need to move into college, join our crowd fundraiser at www.edworks4u.org, or simply call our office at 213-634-0044. Join us at Education Works Consulting Firm. Help us improve the education and the lives of foster youth.
Imagine that you're among the 4 out of 5 people who received help paying for quality health coverage through Cover California at the lowest possible cost. Imagine seeing a doctor for everyday aches and pains, unexpected emergencies, and preventative care. Imagine receiving help finding a health plan that's absolutely right for you and your family. Imagine not having to imagine.
Covered California. It's more than just health care. It's life care. Visit CoveredCA.com to find free, local, in-person help or enroll online by December 15th to have coverage by January 1st.
Education Works Consulting Firm provides foster youth education services. We work to make sure that every foster youth has a chance by providing a way through education. Please visit us at edworks4u.org or call our offices at 213-634-0044. Education works for all of us. Here's Foster to Foster with your host, Dr. Anissa McNeil. I'm in the studio today with our guest, Mr. Franco Vega, who's the Executive Director of the Right Way Foundation, along with Andrea, who's the Director of Programs, and Leticia, who is their student intern and also an alumni of the Right Way Foundation and soon to be an alumni of Cal State LA, my own alma mater. And I'm pleased to have them online with me today here as guests in our on our show. We've had the opportunity to talk about, you guys, the wonderful program that you provide there at the Right Way Foundation. We talked about the employment opportunities, your housing projects, the jobs that you have, Operation Emancipation, which is a 4-week curriculum designed to teach you how to obtain a job and to also teach you how to handle some of your emotions. Who is this program for? The Right Way Foundation works with any former foster youth, or if you are a foster youth that has elected to have AB 12 services and you are the ages between 18 and 21, the Right Way Foundation is there for you. So with all of that being said, Franco, can you talk to us a little bit about any special and upcoming events that you have?
We have one special event coming this Christmas on Christmas Day. You hear a lot of programs that set things up around Christmas or around Thanksgiving, but we believe we need to celebrate it on that day. I was an orphan at a young age, and when holiday season passed me by, it was very depressing. So last year, I took 50 foster youth to the movies at LA Live. This year, we're going to have a brunch in our building where 50 youth will come have a nice brunch and to receive gifts, and gift cards and gifts. And that's what we're working on right now.
Oh, that's awesome. So if you are there in the LA, Los Angeles area, please reach out to the Right Way Foundation. They are going to host a brunch for 50 foster youth so that you can receive a gift or a gift card. That's awesome because lots of foster youth struggle with where to go on Christmas.
Correct.
And that will happen on Christmas Day.
Christmas Day, yes, correct. And they can visit our website at www.therightwayfoundation.org, how to get involved or even just donate. We personally don't want the funds. We would love it in the form of gift cards, but if someone just wants to donate those funds, it will go strictly towards the youth in this event. It won't come into our budget of general operating support. I'm not that person that's going to raise funds on Christmas Day to run an operation. No, this has to go directly to the youth.
Wonderful. So if you are in the LA area or you can hear the sound of my voice or you are a wonderful consistent listener of Foster to Foster radio show, and you say, Dr. McNeil, I want to give a gift. I want to give gift cards to the Right Way Foundation for Foster Youth, or I want to give a gift to foster youth, or I want to help to provide the brunch. However you want to get involved, would you please pick up the phone and call 323-903-5021, or simply go to their website at www.therightwayfoundation.org and donate or give today. Again, they have two sites. They're located in Leimert Park, and they have a satellite office in Boyle Heights. If you go on their website and you say, Dr. McNeil, I purchased 10 gift cards. Awesome. Thank you. Send those gift cards over to their headquarters office that is in Leimert Park, and we will be so thankful for your gift. Imagine 50 young people that will not spend Christmas alone. They will get to have brunch and a gift or a gift card there with the Right Way Foundation. What an awesome Christmas Day event. Thank you, Franco, for sharing. Any other upcoming events or fundraisers?
That's it for now. We're just gearing up for opening up several more sites come next year. We're looking to go to Hollywood, and we're looking to go to Compton. So that's what we're gearing up for at this time. And we definitely will keep your listeners posted, go through you and sharing the information. But we're ready just to open up more sites because these kids, LA County is big. So Hollywood is a big place for runaways or lost foster youth, and then Compton. And we haven't even talked about sex trafficking. You probably have to bring us back on the show for that one. But we have to start looking into saving our beautiful girls who get caught up in sex trafficking.
Right. And if you're in the LA area, you know that we just had a huge public forum on sex trafficking and foster kids. So know that that is a upcoming show on Foster to Foster radio show. And yes, Franco, you have a personal invite from me to join me in January as we talk about sex trafficking and foster youth.
Oh, yes. I look forward to that one.
Wonderful. I would like to have a call to action at this time. If you are listening to the sound of my voice and you are in the LA area and you say, Dr. McNeil, how do these young people get a good start in life? Think about all the help and assistance that your mom or your dad gave to you. I can only tell you that I have a 17-year-old son, and right now he needs my guidance. He's a young man, but he needs help with where to go. Mom, I want a job. Okay, how do I interview? Mom, I would like to do this. Yes, he's 17, about to turn 18, but I'm still right there behind him, not in front of him like when he was a little boy, but I'm right there behind him, guiding him and encouraging him all the way. I cannot imagine what my son would be like if I wasn't there for him, if I wasn't there to give him the guidance and the support and just to simply cheer him on sometimes. Sometimes it's as simple as, you got this, man. Call me at the end of your day. And just with those simple words, my son can execute whatever it is he has to do for that day. Well, that's what the Right Way Foundation is doing for our foster children who are 18 to 21 years old. They are providing the encouragement, the support, the training. They call encouragement and support Operation Emancipation, where you can walk through their doors and complete their intake. Give them 4 weeks of your life so that you can have a better tomorrow. So if you're in our community and you say, Dr. McNeil, I can support that. I want to support that. I want to be a part of an organization that's helping young adults that are 18 to 21 move forward. Please call the Right Way Foundation at area code 323-903-5021. Or provide a donation by going to their website. Go to www.therightwayfoundation.org. If you can only imagine the support and the encouragement that you needed as a young adult, imagine what a young adult needs when they don't have anyone. What does that encouragement look like to them? And so, Leticia, can you tell our listening audience in just a few words, what did the support of the Right Way Foundation, what did that support do for you?
Ultimately, I'd say it gave me confidence and a will to live, and helped me accountable for the things that I was doing, basically.
A will to live. Those are strong words, Leticia. When you say a will to live, what is the feeling that you have surrounded by that?
I'd say probably just caring about what happens next, caring about what I do, caring about how I act in public.
Wonderful. If you care for foster youth, if you care for young adults, and you say, I want to get involved, Dr. McNeil, I care. I can't do much. I can donate money. Go to www.therightwayfoundation.org. Or you say, Dr. McNeil, I care. I want to give gift cards to the Christmas Day brunch that will be held on December 25th there in Lamert Park at the headquarters of the Right Way Foundation. Please purchase those gift cards and mail them to the Right Way Foundation. If you say, well, Dr. McNeil, I want to buy gifts for young people, and I want those gifts to be donated to the Right Way Foundation. Awesome. Purchase those gifts and donate them to the Right Way Foundation. For their address and location, just simply visit their website at www.therightwayfoundation.org or call their office. They'll be happy to give you their address. Their office number is area code 323-903-5021. Last, I just simply believe that every child deserves a better tomorrow. Sometimes we may not have all the answers. We may not know our way, but we deserve a better tomorrow. And I want to thank you for listening and being a part of our listening audience today. Franco, if there's anything that you would like to leave our listening audience or our anyone that's listening to the sound of our voice today, what would you say about the Right Way Foundation and how can they get involved?
Well, all the listeners, just think about the day you felt alone or in your past. And now you're not alone no more. But go back and reflect on those lonely days. Those are all our foster youth, the lonely days. No one there in their corner to support them. And just get involved with us in any form you want. Be a mentor, donate some time, donate some money. Just get involved. No one in this beautiful land we live in should be alone. No one should feel like that. And that's what our foster youth, we're here to make sure that they're not alone any longer. They've been alone too long. And our youth need support. And that's what we're here for.
Great. They can also call 323-903-5021 to volunteer. Wouldn't it be awesome to be a mentor for the Right Way Foundation and help to guide a young person in the right way? So if you have time to be a mentor, simply call 323-903-5021 or visit their website at www.therightwayfoundation.org. My name is Dr. Anissa McNeil, and you're listening to Foster to Foster Radio Show. Thank you for listening this afternoon. We'll see you next week.
Brought to you by Covered California. It's more than just healthcare, it's life care. Visit coveredca.com to enroll by December 15th to have coverage by January 1st.
Education Works Consulting Firm provides foster youth education services. We work to make sure that every foster youth has a chance by providing a way through education. Please visit us at edworks4u.org or call our offices at 213-634-0044. Education works for all of us.
This is 1050 AM KCA.